It's a blessing to me that we should meet. So let's thank each in a seat and even those on their feet. See, we didn't think we'd be doing this back in 2003. But hey, here we are on live stream Podbean. Let's hit it off like 80s melodies from Aretha and Tina T. All about that RESPECT that allows one to listen and the other to speak. If we seek, we can find the pod poet that's inside. However, we should remember a poem doesn't have to rhyme, and it can be a full page or just a few chat lines. You can be grown or a child. You or I may have the words the divine uses to save lives. But however you spend your time, right now, we are live. Welcome to the Pod Poets Lounge. You are listening to Naquel Poetry, aka host, and I want to thank you. Give it up for yourselves for tuning in tonight to the Spoken Word and Poetry Game Show. Yes, and yes. Joining us again are three brilliant artists here to share their pains and passions spilled on all over the pages, talk about it, and play a little podcast, Pod Poets Trivia. So we'll get to know them through their artistry and stories and have some fun while doing it. And I know y'all ready for that, as always. So please take a seat right up front. Say hello to our panelists in the chat room. Sit as close as you want. No social distancing in this space. I always got to remind you, just get comfortable and be ready to listen with an open heart and an open mind. So without further delay, let's meet them. Please give a warm welcome to Mother, the creator.
All right.
Welcome. Also warm welcome to the brother, Wise the poet. Yes, welcome, brother.
Yo, good looking.
So happy to have you. You might be on mute. If you're not, just double check. And then, of course, we want to give a warm welcome to the man. There he is, Wise.
Cheer.
I'm here. Nikki Black, also on the panel this evening with us. Ladies and gentlemen, how's everybody doing tonight?
Maintainer.
Can't complain, family. Can't complain.
All right, I hear that. Well, listen, everyone is excited to get to know you. So let's meet the artists. So how are you feeling, Mother, the creator?
I'm wonderful, man.
Good to hear. It's times where it might be hard to find that feeling, but it's good to hear. Now, you're a mother. You are a host. You're a curator, performer, substitute teacher. You are a track coach and an inspiration to many. How do you balance it all, find time to center yourself, and still let it do what it do?
That's awesome. That's a great question. Hey, have you ever seen, it's like different religious statues. It's like this woman with multiple arms. That's how we balance. That's how we that's how we balance. You know what I mean? We wear many hats, but at the same time, each time you put on a different hat, you got to understand it's the same. If that makes sense. Sense.
Talking about translating. It translates there, it translates here.
Right on.
From understanding. And then how do you kind of like center yourself? Because you're here, you're there, you're doing so much. How do you bring it back to you so that you have the energy to do what it do?
I'm learning that within this process. You know what I mean? Because I absolutely neglected that as a part of being a mother, a woman, a wife, all of those things. You forget about you. So I'm learning now to find my space and my center. And that's usually before they rise. And I suppose, you know, it's funny because it's kind of like that Proverbs woman. You know what I mean? You have to be the first to rise and the last to go to sleep in order to have that time.
Deep. I'm so happy that you could make it to the program. Thanks for accepting the invite. Excited to get to know more about you. Do you have a poem that you can share with us?
Oh, yeah, of course. I keep one of those in my back pocket.
I know a few poets just like that.
Yeah. I guess a nice introductory to explain you guys who I am. Yeah.
Hey, that sounds lovely. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the mic.
I am what America's made. I say boo to all the soldiers out there that still ain't getting paid for this PTSD that they gifted to me. You know, nobody told us that shit was a part of all it can be. Nobody told us that the American dream comes with some depression and a need to feed an obsession that turns into greed. They also didn't tell us that shit would come at the price of our seeds. 14 hours away, a day on your feet, you still ain't got enough to make those fucking ends meet. You know, I bet they probably didn't tell you your house wasn't gonna be worth shit. Because you bought it on that street where the red line speaks louder than the blood that seeps from underneath the sheet of the example they made of the brown boy's body. You probably thinking your aggression is just coming from your stressing. You got less in your trust in this system. Question the role of who's out here pushing this poison. We got medicine in our water. And child support owns our fathers, and our daughters is the closest thing that we got to help. So early on, she is trained to lighten the strain of the weight of the pressure on mommy's chest, and it ain't because daddy left, because mentally that nigga's always been gone. And this sister has always been strong, but you gotta understand, y'all, it ain't no black superwoman over here. No. Just a woman running from the fear of breaking. Not like Turbo and Ozone, but more like Kanye after Donda was gone. Or like how welfare did our homes, broken like that. Little ransacked, broken like lack, broken like backs, broken like crack, broken like black and blue ribs to remind her from where she came. Although I have never seen a man endure the pain of birthing a woman, especially not in a relationship. Shit, most men can't even handle a little lips from a mouthy woman, let alone a period of postpartum. Y'all got a part of my diction. My intuition has me tripping and rejecting this bullshit ass system and the mindsets that go with it, you know? Toxic masculinity has a direct link to white supremacy. But it's black toxic femininity just propping up that bullshit. So you gotta forgive me. Propaganda's got me full shit. I'm trying to hold down at this point everything I've been force-fed my whole life, learning how to be a whole wife when all I've ever been trained to do is be a victim. And the truth, I'm gonna spit it, but shit, if it don't convict them, what good does it do? What hoods have you grew? See, the shit that we never knew, like, who in this world is you? No, really, y'all, like, break it down, like, who in this world is you? You know, I once told a brother I was God. He looked at me crazy like I was God. He said, young lady, you got some nerve thinking you can talk like that. He said, don't you know that we's black? Listen, he really didn't say it like that. That's just how I felt like he felt on the inside when he said that slave shit to me, right? I said, nigga, don't you know we under attack? I say, but why you think it's been like that though, huh? You still thinking that it's something that we lack, huh, Henrietta? The devil's foot been on our backs. Perhaps because all along they knew the power of our songs, and they knew the power of our songs, and they knew the power of these fucking poems, y'all. We built this place. Then we're told we can't participate. They done took a head start. Now they still trying to convince us that we's the inferior race. When the truth is, it's only a human race, and we got all the human. Now let us trace our lineage in this country. We didn't all get off slave ships. As Moana discovered, we were explorers, cultivating an entire civilization, just like we did in Egypt. Free trip down memory lane. Keep looking at me like I'm insane. See, that bullshit we've been believing is what's really strange. We waste time putting blame on each other instead of utilizing our lane, but you got to understand that shit was a part of the game. Now, slavery was about making us inhumane so they could justify mistreatment. And I testify all of the reasons, but y'all, I need protection in this season. When a queen speaks pain, she just be needing a king that can step up and add a little seasoning to the truth that she be sprinkling. So that the enemy don't be thinking she ain't got nobody behind her that's ready for war. Yeah, that's that piece. That's that peace.
Woo. Yeah, you're right. That's that peace. All right, yo. Fire, fuego. I don't know what else to say. I loved it. I loved it. I love the content. I love what you talked about. I love how your education and intelligence came through in your topics. It was just so heavy straight out of the gate, which I appreciate. Dope. Woo. My ting, ladies and gentlemen. If you are just tuning in, I just want to thank you for taking the time to chill here at the PodPoets Lounge tonight. We are meeting our artists. Next up, let me just say peace and welcome to my brother Wise. Yo, thank you for joining me, King.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, you, one of my favorite poets.
Good look. Oh, man. Don't do that.
Yes, sir. Oh, listen, I did it. Okay. You are so dynamic, bro. You're a poet. You're a father of three, husband, author, spoken word artist, IG thriller. And I see you out there. You a big time chef, man. I see you. I see what you're doing.
True.
You know what I mean? So tell the folks where you're from. How you keep art and family close while still finding your time for yourself?
Wow. That is loaded. So I was born in Brooklyn, raised in Queens since I was 5. And all of that is by the way of Barbados. You know what I'm saying? Both of my parents were born in Barbados. Big family, migrated. Bijan to the as far as the dynamics, man, I mean, and I think that's one of the reasons why I go so hard now on IG is because I do regularly have so much going on that it's hard. It's hard for me to go out and hit open mics or do shows, you know what I'm saying? So when people that I know call me to like feature and stuff like that, I gotta take that, you know what I'm saying? But outside of that, between work, family, it's hard, you know what I'm saying? And my wife works nights, so we've always, since my kids were born, we always split shifts. You know what I mean?
Got you. So that's helpful, I imagine.
It's helpful, but even in that, it's times that we miss each other. You know what I mean? We don't get to link and connect. You know what I mean? So that makes it even harder for me to like just commit to going out and doing the word. You know what I'm saying? So on quarantine now that I'm home and everything is virtual, I gotta sign up. I'm on there almost 4 nights a week, just touching different open mics and just blazing sets. You know what I'm saying? Just blazing.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Thank you.
Most def. And you know what? And something you said just now really stood out to me is that you said, in even though you're a team, and you're switching up shifts to make it work. There's times where you guys miss each other, and I think it says something about the observation of that fact in your relationship, and it to me speaks to the health of the relationship when you can actually look at that and say, "Yo, baby." Despite everything else we got going on, we need to adjust this and make more time for us to keep things where they need to be. So that's big ups, man. I know you're a family man, and I can see it comes through, bro. So
big time, good looking.
Of course, sir. Of course, man. I'm so glad you could make it. Do you have a poem that you could share for us?
Listen, just like mother, I got a piece that really talks about me. It's an introduction piece. So for people listening that don't know me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bless him with a little bit of me.
All right, that sounds what's up. Meduneta, thank you for joining. Appreciate that. All right, Waz, stage is yours.
Yeah. I am the culture. The vulture who circles the hood, the church, the gym, and the stage. I perform for the writers with no hands, the visionaries with no eyes, the black leaders with no larynx left. I write for the revolution after the revolution that wasn't televised. My poems tell visors to block the sun out of eyes so y'all can see the portrait. I'm spray painting these stanzas. These stanzas be graffiti. I spray sexy sonnets of shorties in skimpy swimwear with bubble letters. Don't let her bubble and bubbly attitude get you chewed up. You can't eat these poems. They digest different. You gotta ingest it in your eardrums and really listen to the silence in between my aggressive whispers. I write for those not on their high horse, but the ones riding highs to get by, those down on their luck, hugging the poverty line with their spine and abs close, but not touching, but propping the other up. I write because prompts prompt me to be the best poet I can imagine. The one that is publishes himself and still steps on stage to perform for pomps, because every circumstance says I do this for my ancestors. So my stance has to match the strength of my march, has to be as loud as Dr. King's, and that means as necessary as Malcolm's, and has to leave the youth with as much hope as Barack. I rock out on mics on a stage with a pen. I pen for the crushes. I create on these open mics for the hearts, fire emojis, and the follows and the likes. I protect my neck because the woo told me to. Never suicidal. When I talk of killing myself, it has to be to allow my daughters to live. I slit my wrists and let Belgian blood pour stories of Brooklyn, novellas of Africa, poems of queens. I squeeze droplets of clenched fists, crowns, and middle fingers and hang me on a cross. On a tree limb. Use my dead carcass to stiffen your thoughts. I wriggle your mortise with niggerish portions of poetic propaganda. You gather the world's bigger than bigger, but I'm no native son, Mr. Right. I'm more the invisible man, the unseen Negro, the transparent poet, trapped in parenthood, using my parental advisory to spit poetic wizardry, then poof. But before I'm gone, I am bridge tone, cuckoo and flying fish, Rasul and Bragadon Brax Palax. I see the globe similar to the panda, black and white. The fight before civil rights was the plight. We devise schemes called strength in language, the black vernacular, appropriate Anglo-Saxon average and recreate a dictionary. I am the thesaurus, brontosaurus-wise, unchained, uncaged, enraged. I shit brown and cry black. If you put 1,000 years of slavery in a soda machine and click coin return, you still can't get your nigga back. It's mind. It's mind over matter, and it don't matter what they think about black lives, because my guys know where I lift every voice when I sling poems at you cockroaches. It becomes all lives scatter. Head for the hills. Head from a duck or a bill never intrigued me. I am on some queens and goddesses shit. I'm trying to live right by mine because I spent too much time breaking hearts, hymen, and promises. Shit, I'm a black man with black man tendencies, and I tend to attend the realty of my daughter's lives, so attendance issues is not my reality. I don't need your absentee vote. I'm present. Call my name in class. I'm here. Feel my presence. I do this shit for those that came before us, carving poetry in wood-bottom boats, reciting stanzas and lines while trying to stay afloat, whose chains, scripted hieroglyphic poetics and risk. They risked it all for you and I and all of y'all. So let's try to get along. They said that we can't all get along, but me, I'm in the sandbox of my own mind. But a nigga, I know how to play along. I mean, I play alone, but when it comes to the culture, if it's creative writing or just lyrical art, I fucks with everybody on the roster. I do this shit for me, for my girls. Let them know that written word loves spoken word, and all words are heard by the soul. When they spit from the heart, the verses, the stanzas, the paragraphs formed are all for the community that we live for. Shit, the culture is what I do this, what we'd all die for. Wise.
Oh, so.
All right, let me just give the mic a second to cool off.
Good looking.
Oh, yes.
That was fire.
My ears are on fire here. Oh.
Bless, y'all.
Mother was fire, too. Both
Facts.
of them, bro.
Facts. Mother was definitely fire.
Oh, my gosh. I could end the show now, and I'd be happy. But I'm not going to do that because we have so much more in store. Welcome to the show, Nikki Black. My brother, how are you? Bees. So
my connection good?
Yep, I hear you loud and clear.
All right.
Man, I'm truly honored that you could make it. We haven't known each other for very, very long, but we grew close rather quickly. We linked up in Albany, and I learned a little bit about you. You're a writer. You're a dope spoken word artist, but you're also a filmmaker, which I did not know. So you remain creative with everything going on, in fact, we're going to talk about your latest project. But tell us where you're from and how you keep the balance going and the wheels turning when it comes to your creativity.
I was born and raised in Albany, New York, and 47 years old. I'm only in that creative space when I have the opportunity to be creative like that. When I made my films, I had the finances to do it at that point in time. You know what I mean? When I create, I write, but long as I know, because I do spoken word events as well. Long as I used to put them together. As long as I know that there's a future for me to do, as long as I know that there's a future for me to do spoken word events, then I will keep on writing. At this point in time, like Tupac said when he was in prison, you know, this pandemic and whatever we going through is killing my creativity. Is you know, I don't you know, I don't know how to look at it. You know, I got in an argument yesterday with one of my friends and my homies because he was just talking about this being creative and poetry and black people out here getting murdered and beat down for not wearing face masks and all this other stuff. And I came out and I screamed at him. I was just like, yo, you act like fucking poetry is going to save the world. This ain't that movie Slam, bro. You know what I mean? I said, this ain't the movie Slam where you could stop a gang of, you know, in the yard and just spit some poems and stop niggas from stabbing you. You know what I mean? So I deal with the right now. You know what I mean? I deal with the right now. And, you know, the funny thing was, real quick, you know, I had an event March 29th. I invited you, but you had to do your thing and stuff like that. And, you know, this American Society went on, it closed down like a week before my event. And I was going to change my whole method of performing. I was going to be more calm. I wasn't going to be so harsh. I was going to be subtle because I was trying to get more people to come to my events. A lot of people get scared of my words because they say I'm militant, I'm radical, I'm too black, I'm too this, that, and that third. But I'm very versatile, as you can see from the films and all this other stuff. But they don't understand that. So I was just going to take it easy on them. So when the pandemic hit and American society shut down, and then I started seeing, you know, now the whole human race is facing something terrible. But within this pandemic, racism still revealed its ugly self and started making black people the face of this. We're getting killed. You know what I mean? We're getting thrown out of China, all types of stuff. So now when I was going to calm myself down, I'm going to be even more relentless when I get out. So it's like what Tupac said. Like, Tupac is my favorite artist, my favorite person ever. When he was like, don't think, you know, prison didn't make me better. It made me worse. This pandemic ain't making me better. It's making me worse. And not physically, but mentally and emotionally. I don't like what the fuck is going on. So it's making me worse. So when I come out, we get back into society, I'm on some other shit.
I can dig it, bro. I think a lot of people are having an opportunity to reflect whether they like it or not. And what your mention of racism sort of being the prevailing constant, despite everything else that's going on, is so spot on and accurate. In fact, there's a member in the room right now here on Podbean, Medunetta, who did a podcast, I think about a week ago, titled Race versus Class, where she breaks down a conversation that she had with somebody on a podcast, and just exposes the different ways in which racism kind of shows itself, either in ideology and thinking, or in practice. And it's a great show to listen to. It just came to mind as you said those things, because it is a heavy time. It's a heavy subject matter, but you're right. I think the time absolutely calls for it. So if not now, then when? I'm so delighted you could make it, brother. I love the energy. And like I said earlier, we're going to talk a little bit more about your projects and what's going on. Do you have a poem that you can share with us?
Yeah, I got a piece that I was going to spit. That I wasn't going to spit at my event March 29th, because I told you I was going to go a whole different angle. So this would be my first time reciting it. You know, since
love
then.
it. Woo! So I feel so honored. All right, bro.
That's peace. And it's called Entitlement Issues. Entitlement Issues.
All right.
You can still hear me?
Yes. We got you.
Niggas will beef with each other over territory and nonsense, but act like a stand-up citizen when the cops start frisking them as they're going in their pockets, removing their contents. This madness weighs heavy on my conscience because they absolutely have no right, but they do it because they white and they know we won't resist the fight. This can no longer be our responses. Let me break it down for you and show you what I'm seeing. Too many of us, if not all of us, view these white people as superior Europeans. We really respect their titles, but this is the part that's very vital. These people ain't nothing but average human beings. And if they didn't have access to all the weapons, they would be retreating and fleeing. I'm not trying to be racist, but this truth, you got to face it. Otherwise, it's lies you believe in. We believe in their politics because we're under their dictatorship. We pray to God and just hope. And these people persuading us to just vote when separation is the key, but we act like we afraid to split. For centuries, we have been duped by their bait and switch. We just acquiesced to their mess, gave up our countries, became their flunkies, when the truth is we made this bitch. Now let's talk about their wealth and resources. This means agricultural, pharmaceutical, medical, economics, education, employment, military, and police forces. They give you a license for driving, permission to use the park, a curfew before it gets dark, marriage certificate, and paper for divorces. In life, it looks like they're winning and we're taking all the losses. America is a Christian country. It's the primary reason most of you are probably wearing crosses. Black folk have no boundaries of violence against their own. But when it comes to white folk, we get very cautious. We can't take a chance of physically harming them, knowing that perhaps in the future they might end up being our bosses. I know black folk that hate me just because I go about my daily stroll. But these same black folk will smile and kiss ass to these white folk who have them on probation or parole. They scared of these average human beings who can lock them up and throw them in the hole. They scared of these average human beings who will snatch their dignity and piss on their soul. I keep saying average human beings because I need you to see things how it's supposed to be seen. These people feel entitled to be mean because we have become their routine. Many of us are strong-minded, but they have the resources to make you fiend. If they wasn't so inhumane and insane in the brain, they have the resources to make you clean. They gentrify the neighborhoods because we don't have the finances to buy up the block. But land wasn't supposed to be stole or sold. And that's primarily our fault because that was an idea we was literally supposed to stop. But nah, we let it rock. And today you see what we got. We are all the way at the bottom, asking, begging, praying for one little piece, just a little spot, one little shot. And they're all the way at the top, proudly saying no. I think not. Let me be clear. Our lack of rebellion and our integrity we keep selling have made these people official, integrating with them, relating to their system by putting our lives in the hands of their judicial people. These are straight facts. It's not me that dissed you. But until we fight back, they ain't cutting us no slack. And they're going to keep living with the pride of having entitlement issues.
Nikki Black. You blacked out, man. You blacked out, bro. Yes.
And that was light. That was light. That was light.
That was light. That was fire. I don't know if it was light. The shit was fire.
That was light. Trust me, that was light. That was light. If you got a second round, you'll see why I say that's light.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yo,
it looked light, but we heavy though.
Dynamic.
Word.
Yes,
Word.
and it looked like, but it was heavy.
Thank you, bro.
Oh man,
I appreciate that, family.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into the PodPoets Lounge. You are in for a real treat. And if you're just joining us, unfortunately, you missed a little bit of that. But always remember, you can come back, download episodes. You can listen on Anchor and you can listen on Spotify to catch these amazing artists chilling with us tonight. Mother the Creator, Wise the Poet, and Nikki Black. So that brings our Meet the Artists to a close. Time for the game show. How y'all feeling? Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Indeed.
I'm ready.
Okay, all right.
Most deaf. Let's get it.
Fair enough.
Get
Here
it.
we go. Let's get it. Put your trivia hats on. Okay.
No,
so I'm going to read I'm gonna read.
I can barely hear you a little bit. I hear noise.
Okay, is this a little better? That a little better?
No, it's like music. I keep hearing. That's you.
How's that?
Oh yeah, that's good. That was good.
Money.
All right, fantastic. Thank you for that. Okay, so I'm gonna read the question, and then the choices. You lock in a choice, and then tell me what you think the correct answer is. It's going to be 1 point per correct answer. And we're going to start off with some general questions. And then later on in round 2 and round 3, which I hope we have time for, we'll try to introduce some categories as well for you guys to select. So with that said, are y'all ready for the first question?
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Most
All right. You sound ready. Well, here we go. So this is for all of you, this question. And it is, Rudy Francisco won the 2009 National Underground Poetry Slam Competition. Dope, right? Mm-hmm. Where was it held? Was it held in 2009? And I'm going to time you guys so you don't have no chance at all to Google or anything else that I know you wouldn't do anyway. So, Rudy Francisco, repeat the question. He won the 2009 National Underground Poetry Slam Competition. Where was it held? Was it A, New York City? Was it B, Minneapolis? Was it C, San Diego? Or was it D, in New Orleans, in the back space of the Queen's Sugar Mill?
Oh, that was really personal there, that part. All right.
Oh, man, that one went in.
Yeah, that one got a little specific.
What are you guys thinking? Give it to me. Give it to me.
San Diego?
Okay, we've got San Diego.
That's what I'm gonna go with.
For mother?
Like the last one.
I was thinking San Diego as well because he's from over there, I believe.
Okay. All right. So San Diego.
I'm gonna ride with San Diego. Yeah.
All right. All right. And what's the thought process for you, Nikki? What you thinking?
I'm gonna ride with that too.
All right.
San Diego.
Well, you all got it.
Hey.
Yes. Yes. All right. It's a good way to start. Everybody's on the board. Very nice. Very nice. Second question. Mm-hmm. What famous poem begins with the following line? Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary. Is that from the Raven, or from Paul Revere's Ride? Or is it C, The Dance of the Living? Or is it D, The Ghost of Biggie? What famous poem gave us that line?
Well, who you starting with? Anybody?
Yeah, everybody can answer. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna lock in on the Raven.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's definitely the Raven. That's definitely the Raven.
All right.
I'm going along with the majority.
Edgar Allan. That's my guy. Not really, but you know.
I know exactly what you mean. He's a weird one, but he's dope.
Facts.
Fantastic. All right. So everybody won that right there. Okay. 2 points each. Y'all are doing all right for yourselves here. Was anybody nervous?
I'm sure it's gonna get harder.
I was.
So.
I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for the flip.
All right.
I'm running on luck.
Hey, as long as you're running, bro, you're gonna get there.
I'm betting.
All right.
You know what it is? I'm betting on black, and that's the 2 black people that's playing along.
Hell yeah.
Smart brother. Oh, man, trip. All right, next question. Who was the first poet to win the Nobel Prize in Literature?
Oof.
Was it A, William Butler Yeats? Was it B, Rabindranath Tagore? Was it C, Suli Pradham? Or was it D, T.S. Eliot? What are you thinking?
Deadass? I never heard of the first 3. but I know it wasn't T.S. Eliot. I studied T.S., so I know it wasn't his ass. Let me get those names again.
Sure.
Please.
William Butler Yeats.
Oh no, I heard of Yeats. Okay. Nah, it wasn't Yeats either.
Okay. Rabindranath Tagore.
Oof.
And Suli Pradhami.
Listen, I'm going to use some ACT tactics. I'm just going to go, when in doubt, go with C. Plus, that's what my first name starts with.
There you go.
So, we're going to go C.
Okay. How we feeling out there?
Well, I like I said, I know it ain't A. I know it ain't D.
Right.
So I'm gonna ride with Queen. I'm gonna ride with Queen Mother. You know, tomorrow's Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day in advance, Mother. I'm gonna ride with
Sully. Facts. Happy Mother's Day
to
all
all
the
the
mothers
deal.
out there.
I'm gonna definitely ride with Sully.
All right, so we got CC and Nikki Black.
I'm still at the roulette table betting on Black. So I don't know none of these things that you asked me.
Shit.
I feel incompetent. I feel like, wow.
Oh man.
All
right. Well,
like you really study all this? You really study all these and stuff like that? Like you really into everything you asking us?
I research all these questions, but I don't always know the answer when I come across them and come up with them.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I'm going along with what Queen Mother said.
Well, I gotta say,
the black
man,
woman is God.
Facts. Big
and
facts.
your luck is not running out, Nikki Black. Not at all.
Oh.
So give it up one more time. Everybody got that one.
Okay.
All right. You know, let me see here. Okay. Which of the following poets was not considered a Harlem Renaissance poet? Was it A, Langston Hughes? Was it B, Claude McKay? Was it C, James Weldon Johnson? Or was it D, Archibald Lampman? Not considered a Harlem Renaissance poet.
Claude McKay and Langston were. Who's the second? I'm sorry, the third and the fourth.
James Weldon Johnson. He's the third, and Archibald Lampman for the fourth.
I'm gonna. Oh man, I think I might step out and say Archibald. Archibald was not.
Okay.
I'm gonna be different. The only name I know on there that I heard of, I'm just gonna say, what was the first one? A, Hughes, Langston Hughes.
Yes, you got it. Yep, it was Langston Hughes.
Yes, I heard of him, but so I could be wrong, but I'm going with him.
Okay, we got A for Nikki Black.
I'm gonna go with James Weldon Johnson.
Okay, all right. We have a mix-up now. We mixed it up a little bit. So finally, someone is gonna take the lead. The question is, who was it?
Oh shit!
Why 78? Give it to him. You got that. Leading the scoreboard right now with 4 points. Okay, that one sounded like it was a little bit more challenging for you guys, which I like.
Damn sure
okay,
was.
good.
Damn sure was.
Good stuff. All right. The hip-hop poet Black Ice began spreading his words back in the same year that Bill Clinton became president, January 20th. What year was this?
Oof. Can you repeat that?
The hip-hop poet Black Ice began spreading his words back in the same year that Bill Clinton became president on January 20th. What year was that? Was it
1994? Oh, my bad.
It's all good. Was it A, the year 2000? Or was it B, 1993? Or was it C, 1988? Or was it D, 1996?
Hell yeah, B.
Yeah.
Wait, B. B was what? B was what again?
93?
93.
And I said I said 94. I'm gonna go with the 93.
Yeah, that's a fact.
B.
All right.
I was trying to think when Bill Clinton was featured on Arsenio Hall.
Facts. That's a fact.
Yo, I remember Arsenio Hall.
Yeah, that's what I was going by when he was on there, and we started calling this bitch ass the black president, first black president, because he played the trumpet or something.
Big mistake.
I remember that episode.
Oh man.
Fun fact, I hosted Bill in Arkansas.
Did you?
Came to the University of Arkansas. Yeah, I served as Miss University of Arkansas, and we were posing for a picture, and he grabbed my ass. Like,
wow.
Get out of here.
I'm going for it. Fuck it. Like,
wow.
What do you do?
This was pre-Me Too. So
and he said, I did not have marital relations.
Yeah, he was quoted as lying.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Wow. Interesting. Sounds like Bill. Medunetta says that sounds like Bill. Yeah.
Damn sure
sounds like something. Oh man, that's funny. Okay. Got one more question for you guys for this round. We'll top it off. The 17th century Japanese poet Matsuo Bosch is best known as the master of which genre of poetry?
We riding with haiku. We riding with haiku on this one.
Okay, he's jumping out the gate. Haiku.
We riding with haiku on this one.
Hey, that man has super confidence. Okay, Mother, did you? What? Did I get your?
Yeah. I'll take the. I'm gonna go with it. If that's one of the answers, that's absolutely what I'm gonna put my hand. I'd like to hear all of the selections first.
See, that's a good thing y'all are following her. At least Nikki Black is a good thing. So A would be slam poetry. Yeah, no. B would be haiku.
Ow.
C would be open letter, or D, metaphorical surrealism. I'm not sure if that one's a real thing. I wrote it, but I'm not sure. How y'all feeling? We got haiku, and Nikki Black.
Are we going with haiku, guys? Is that what
I'm betting on Black again.
We all riding with haiku.
We're gonna go with haiku.
As soon as I heard that name, I'm saying, oh yeah, we all riding with haiku.
Hey, well y'all riding pretty, because y'all all accurate right there. All right, so that brings our first round to a close. Give it up for yourselves one time.
All right.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. So, how do you feel now that that round of trivia is out of the way? You feel a lot more comfortable when round 2 comes? You think you'll be ready to go?
I do. I'm feeling good about it.
Definitely ready.
Okay.
I know it's going to get trickier, so.
Yes, I am going to throw you something. Okay. So, I wanted to talk a little bit more. Nikki Black, you started creating short films, and you then later combined it to tell a deeper story when you combined it with your poetry. Which came first? Was it the vision behind the lens hat that you wear, or was it the man inside the pen?
It was definitely the spoken word. The pen came first.
And how do you define poetry?
Oh boy, I always disliked the word. I like.
Why?
You know, when I was coming up, because you know I'm born in Albany, New York. I was born. I didn't go to college. You know what I mean? My life was hard. You know, it's pretty much the same type of story as a lot of brothers and sisters in the hood. Not all of them, but that's why I said a lot of them. And you know, a lot of things just didn't catch my interest. So when I started doing spoken word, and people would call it poetry, and I seen it like a lot of white people doing it. Like I seen a lot of when people was doing it, it just seemed soft. What I was hearing, and they wasn't really speaking. I couldn't really relate to what they were saying.
Not resonating. Yeah.
It wasn't. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I decided to drop the pole and added the thug in front of it, and I called it thuggetry.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Number one being that, you know, I told you Pac is like one of my favorite MCs, favorite artists, favorite persons. So that's the angle I was always coming from. And some people took thug as, you know, as Webster's dictionary, like a criminal or something like that. I took it as what Pac meant it was, like as a survivor, as a struggler. You know, and I'm still here. Like a thug is somebody that survives in this concrete jungle. And that's what I started spitting. So that's what AKA poetry means to me. And I still call it thuggetry, but I normally say spoken word. Like if you see, you know what I mean? I normally say spoken word to be more, sound a little bit more sophisticated.
I got you. I feel you. I want to know if you have another piece that you could bless us with.
All right, and maybe I shouldn't have bragged about the first one, but
man, do your thing, brother. Do your thing.
For real.
You know, this one is harsh, man. You know, this one is very harsh. Can I just give a little brief explanation why I wrote
this? Hell yeah, harsh. Let me get my throat
together. Absolutely. And let me also remind everybody that we're here to listen with an open mind and an open heart. Boom.
All
done.
Right. You know, I truly, I'm gonna be real brief. I truly believe the first time I heard about racism when I was 11 years old. You know, when I was in 8th grade, I believe, and I saw a documentary about Martin Luther King, and I really didn't, because my mother had me when she was pregnant with me when she was 14. She had me when she was 15. So I'm being raised by a little girl. So you could just no father around. So you could just imagine that type of household. So by the time I become 11, my mother's 26. Mind you, she was just 15, kicked out of the house, drop out, all this other stuff. So you know what I'm going to cater to, or what you know, what kind of knowledge am I going to get from a little girl who's not doing the study about what's going on? Only thing she really knew was Christianity. You know, maybe a Bible verse here and there. But nevertheless, I get to you know, I'm in 11th grade and I seen the Martin Luther King documentary, and it messed with my soul big time. I started crying in class. I couldn't hold back my tears. Number one, he reminded me of my grandfather, like physically, you know what I mean, at that time. And his voice, I was captivated by his voice and all this other stuff. Then I'm seeing the water holes, I'm seeing the dogs attacking us and all that messed that blew my mind. So I couldn't, you know, my social study teacher is a white woman named Miss Reedy. You know what I mean? She tried to calm me down. I don't know why I was controlled like that, but whatever the lies I was living into from the time I was born to then, it was.
It's fucking traumatizing.
It's a lot of pain there, bro. That's why you're crying. It's mad pain there.
So I went on down to the lunchroom real quick, and everybody started going around telling everybody, yo, you know, such and such was crying. He's like, my cousin came and cried to me. I mean, asked me. She was like, she's my older cousin. She was like, why was you crying? I was like, because they ain't have to kill him. So, you know what I mean? That right there, I'm 47. It's been 36 years. One of the first persons I ever heard about, you know, as hip hop began to give me my lessons of being what black is or whatever the case may be. I don't say black no more. I say melanated, but it gave me my lessons. And one of the first persons I heard name voices was Farrakhan. I ain't even hear about Malcolm X until Spike Lee dropped the movie. So a lot of y'all might be, or some people might be surprised the way I was gathering my information, but it was through music, you know, the 5% Nation, you know what I mean? Like it was a bunch of stuff. The way I was able to gather my knowledge of being who I am today, knowledge of self. My name is Nicky Black, NICKEY BLACK, which is an acronym for never ignorant, collecting knowledge every day. Why? Because living alone could kill. Meaning without a knowledge of self, I'd be on the path to my own demise. You know what I mean? So
absolutely. Just
seeing what society from that point in time, from 11 years of age, and whatever I encountered within the 36 years of my life, and all the history that I began to research and learn about us, Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben, Dr. John Jackson, Chancellor Williams, etc., Marcus Garvey, etc., and the stuff that's been going on with us, it inspired me, and Dr. Francis Quest Wilson, rest in peace, inspired me When she had said a quote about slavery wasn't designed for you to be, for you to get family time, lap time. It wasn't, for you to have a relationship. It was for you to be hard, vulnerable people for these white people. You didn't. She said, you didn't build it, but you have a responsibility to destroy it. So she said it in such motherly, kind words. I took, and that's she was an older woman. I took that as she's telling me, in order for you to destroy, slavery, the design of slavery system, you got to destroy it. I took that as you got to kill them. So that's why this name of this piece is called Kill Them.
Well, give it to us, bro. Give it to us.
Let's go.
I want it.
White people, we about to ride. So if you think y'all good, then y'all better choose sides, because y'all about to die. So don't be surprised when you see black guys in your home taking lives for invading, slave trading, murder, hanging, raping, amputating, infiltrating, race baiting, white power dominating. It's so degrading. Y'all killed us for escaping? I mean, it's that time, because y'all been crossed the line with your slavery design that brainwashed our minds. Because y'all living fine off this great big crime. So comfortable while my ancestors had to grind. Y'all was eating good while my ancestors ate swine. Y'all was reading books while my ancestors went blind. Y'all laughed it up and whipped my ancestors with vines. Y'all cannibals. Y'all drunk our blood like wine. Can't you feel this anger? I'm not your friend, because only your enemy is thirsty for revenge. And it doesn't hurt me. It hurts me, makes me grin. Because y'all happiness seems to make me cringe. Because y'all enjoy life, but we live for y'all enjoyment. And it's a damn shame we need you for employment. So that's why we strapping up for this deployment. I mean, some of y'all are cool, but most of y'all are just annoying. And y'all believe in titles, and y'all worship idols, and y'all see us as slaves. You don't see us as your rivals. My mission is vital. It's about survival, and I don't need the internet for this threat to go viral. And I'm not crossing my chest looking up, holding the Bible. Y'all made it difficult to get a handgun, so I went to Walmart and copped a rifle. Now I'm waiting in the cut for the moment to snipe you. It's not that I'm racist. It's just that I don't like you. Because y'all bullshitting if you think you ain't benefiting from your forefathers that mingled with the slave shipping, the grave digging, the cave whipping, the KKK tripping, and I'm supposed to be cozy and so forgiving? Do you see how my people living in the worst of conditions? Everyday collision because we got no vision. My niggas is rotting in the cold prison, marching, protesting. What? Listen, how can you people run the world with no wisdom? I know I'm trapped in your system. That's why you're my victim. Nat Turner tried to kill you all. Now that's how we gonna pick them. Now that's how we gonna kick them. Drive by and come and flip them. And we'll kill a house nigga if we feel they gonna tip them. It's killer seasons, and y'all heard all my reasons, so don't try to stop me when I'm fighting for my freedom, or we'll chop you in the tree stumps when we squeeze these pumps. You think blacks are scared? But no, not these chumps. You see, this is no warning, and this is no show, no shucking, no jiving, no Negro spirit show, but it's just for my people because my people need to know. If we gonna rise, then these crackers gotta go.
Black, heavy, deep, man. I love that piece. I love where that piece came from.
Where is the air horn sound right now? That
my gosh.
Can I just say I appreciate the love. I don't I mean, a lot of people, like, I wrote that in 2015. That shit got me blackballed from so many spoken word events because people begin to spread like, yo, don't let Nikki Black perform up in here because he might violate and he might go against what the theme is or whatever. So they didn't want me there. I'll come in contact with all these brothers that's talking about we need to do this and do that, but they was like, yeah, come through, Black, but can you spit something else? Don't spit that. So it's just like, yo, you scared of my words. These are just words. But I can Google images of these white people fucking us up for centuries. I can Google images right now of these people doing what they do. I can Google images of them locking us up. You can't Google images of us locking them up. You can't Google images of us putting them on the damn tree. You can't Google images of the shit that they do to us. So you scared of my fucking words when these people put action on us. It makes no sense to me. It makes no freaking sense. You scared of my words, and these people are bringing action to us. Why do you not want the people to hear this? This is just words. It's not to incite, but it inspired me because of their fucking actions, bro.
Right.
So you stopping me from talking, but you're not stopping them from killing us. What the fuck? The fuck?
It's twisted. It is all.
So forgive me, bro. That's just how it is out here. That's how I get treated in Albany.
Needed.
And ain't no forgiveness needed. Facts.
Yeah, not at all, bro. Like I said,
that's the main reason why I started making movies. Sorry to cut you off. This is it.
No, it's
that's
all good.
The main reason why I started making movies, because I realized I had to get on another creative level because people thought I was just one-dimensional. So that's why I made The Vampire in Albany a horror movie. You know what I mean? With black cast and all this other stuff. I got another film called Friends with Benefits, another film called Number 2, When a Man's Fed Up and When a Woman's Fed Up. You know what I mean? So I did other things so they know, whatever. I can be creative, but the real world is ugly for black people, for melanated people.
Yo, you plan on coming to Atlanta when the world open back up?
Yeah, word though. Collab, put it out there, yo. Yeah, get that collab going, man. It sounds like they ain't treating you right, bro. Because you should. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Listen, Nikki, that's why I said, man, I love where that poem came from, because I could hear it, I could feel it.
Yeah, it's pain. It's definitely not meant to be. I'm like Pac. Like Pac is a dope ass rapper. A lot of people don't want to give him his props as lyricist, but this nigga had the message to deliver. He wasn't trying to be like Jay-Z or a Nas or
he was speaking his truth.
He's speaking his truth, and that's what I relate to. Just like my brother's Dead Prez, they just trying to get a message out there, because it's, you know what I mean? Fuck trying to be the fanciest nigga. I'm trying to give a message. But you got responsibility out here, man.
Absolutely. And it's like from where a bit of where it started from you, based on what you told us at 11 years old, for something so traumatic to kind of happen to you, and just where the pain, the dealing with all of that, it's a lot. It's a lot, but you've been doing this for so long. And it still exists. Yeah, and your art, like, I can see.
We just lost Ahmaud Arbery, around it.
Yeah,
we just lost Ahmaud Arbery. We just lost Sean Reed. We just lost both of them last year from a. Like, when does it stop, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
When we put our foot down.
Exactly.
There you go.
And these niggas out here, oh my God, man. I'm sorry to take up time. I apologize, mother-in-law.
Cool. Listen, this is why we have the show. This is a poet.
Apologize, man.
Please stop, man. This is our platform. Okay, this is a game show for you to come, chill, vibe, and we talk. All right, talk is an aspect of this show, as well as the game show, and as well as everybody spitting that lava. All right, so I want to hear where you're coming from. I want to know what you feel. I want to know you as a poet. So ain't no apologies necessary, ever. So just put it all out. Just leave it all right here. If that be the case, you know what I'm saying? That's part of the healing, is just to get it out. Just to get it out of you is a part of the healing process. So I'm even so honored. I'm so thankful. And I love that you shared that piece that you did earlier, which you said was the first time you're sharing it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how healing and necessary it is to get that stuff out. Now I wanna, as you mentioned, like how far back things go. You guys been performing for a very long time. Mother the Creator, you've been performing for over 15 years. Is a part of your story, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And you are also a former national, not former, but you are a national award-winning playwright. And I think the project was it the Hip Hop Project?
Yes, it was.
That you worked on? Okay. Facts. So doing amazing things. So I know you've crossed paths. You've crossed paths with the likes of Russell Simmons. And one of the things that I came across is you say that on the other side of fear is the person that you are now, inspiring others and sharing your gift with the world. How did you break through to that freedom that you found?
I didn't have a choice.
Back against the wall.
Yeah, I didn't have a choice. It wasn't something like, it's not like, oh, I'm going to do this. No, God, like, stripped me down to nothing. Down to like, now you homeless. What the fuck you gonna do? Like, now you have nothing. Let me see how you going. You know what I mean? So as far as pushing past my fear, it was a matter of being homeless, going in the refrigerator, and there's absolutely nothing in there to eat. I'm going to a street corner with a cup. Let me see if I can make it do what it do. I went into a barber shop, and I had a cup. That's it. I put my makeup on, and I put a backpack on, and I walked. And I really just, I hadn't known Atlanta long at all. Like, I was just learning the city. And I went into a barber shop, and I walked out 3 hours later with like $350 just for my food. So,
Dope.
Okay, I'll say about $90 of that was probably other customers, but don't mind that. But for the most part, like when I walked out like that, like mind you, I have a master's of business administration. I can't find a job to save my fucking life.
Oh man,
I have
happens to others too. Yeah,
a background in military. Like I was a combat medic. Like none of these things really seem to matter in this economy. You know what I mean? And I suppose it's more so about God's positioning and where He wanted me, because He absolutely shifted and put me where He absolutely wanted me. And it's some amazing shit you find out about yourself that you can only find out at the bottom. Like you only find out down there.
And amazing. I mean, you using your gift, innate gift, to actually help yourself through your hard times, and to go. At that point, you had nowhere else to go but up. But to look within yourself, see the God within you, that's dope.
Indeed, it's funny because I ran from poetry for years. Like my poem, the success and the stuff that came from it was dope. You know what I mean? My first poem, and I'm being asked to open up an album for Do or Die. I don't know if y'all know who that is. They're out of Chicago.
Say the name again.
Do or Die. They used to run with Twister.
Okay. Okay. I don't know that.
But yeah, like different things, like even the Russell Simmons stuff. But I found that what I wrote would come to pass. So while I'm writing a dope story that I think the audience would love, I'm writing something that I later on have to go through. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
So that part of my gift, I didn't want no parts of that shit, so I ran from it, like full.
Got you. And then at some point, stop running.
Yeah, you gotta stop running, because I realized that whatever it is that I go through, whatever it is that I write, whatever, it's still not for me. It still ain't about me. Like I'm a tiny part of this thing.
That's one of the things that I learned about you, is how much service you provide to the community and to those around you by using your gift, by using your art. Do you have another poem that you can please share with us?
I absolutely have another poem. I think I'm gonna go off the cusp of the last video. I'm gonna do Freedom. So I wrote Freedom when I was working at a biopharmaceutical company in the Union, and it was funny because it was just, I was like, damn niggas, will you stand up? You know what I mean? Like that's what it became. And I saw how important it was for them to protect their job and positioning, and the way that they were willing to throw one another under the bus for the sake of. That makes sense. So it was really toxic. So they had me sit and write this piece. I always say it's in the spirit of Harriet Tubman, but it's called Freedom.
Okay.
Running like I know they coming for me. I'm about to spill enough blood to fill them. Red Sea, fear no evil, about to set my people all free. If they crucify me, that's just what it's gonna be. Black Moses. Now hold on. Why does it feel like there's too many house niggas in here scared to take this field trip? So speak not to me of Black Lives Matter after it's your boy that's been killed. You see, it trips me out how fearful y'all become when presented with the truth. Maybe you probably stopped going to church if you had this third eye and peep the devil sitting on the roof. You say you walking in faith, then why you still in proof? Huh? See, you bound by the spirit of bondage. Here, let me loose this spirit of adoption and liberty just for you. I'm trying to give us free. See, my nigga, you must like hanging from these trees. Your thinking so toxic, you can't realize that it is us that bleed, and it is us they breed for these prison for profit, straight from the projects, but you still think they protect and serve, huh? Officer, overseer, officer, overseer, officer. Nigga, you better redo your math and relearn everything they gave you in history class. You see, they's put here to catch your ass, much like they did in the past, you know? And I can tell some of y'all probably can't stomach me. I wasn't birthed with the spirit of them slaves that stayed behind. I'm more like the one that put the shotgun in your back and say, nah, my nigga, you better run. It's gonna be your body they find. We ain't got no time to be blind. These motherfuckers coming for our children, giving them basic education, then they tell them to start chasing unattainable dreams. There's nothing different from the paper that they chasing and the shit that I write on, except that it's green. But y'all don't understand what I mean, huh? You still too busy shopping with me, singing about cream. Oh, cash rules everything around me, ass nigga. Clown ass nigga. See you cooning for a pension you probably never see, ass nigga. Get you some free. Fast triggers is redirecting our destiny. Rest in peace signs, dress these streets, lest we eat this manna and prepare that shit like a feast. Wash thine feet and get back to being we, instead of walking around pretending like we's free. Niggas. Yeah.
Get it. Food for thought. Delicious.
Word up.
Bonkers. That was bonkers.
Dope piece. Oh my God.
When she came in with the singing, son,
That's what I was gonna comment on.
Yo, I was like, I gotta mute because I don't want to mess nobody up because I wanted to be like, yeah. Oh man, yo, listen, I love this shit. I love this shit, man.
Yes.
I just want to just interrupt the whole vibe and just let you know, Naquel, yo, what you doing here? Like, you bringing people together with this. This is nice, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey. We all get to chop it up and vibe.
Yes.
Like, I remember when you sent out the link in IG. You know what I'm saying? I hopped on both pages to check the people. Yo, son, and they both fire. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a nice little night. You know what I'm saying?
Coming from you, bro. I appreciate it, man. Much respect. This is the idea, man.
Thank you.
This is a platform for poets, man. That's what it is, bro. Now, some poets like yourself show nothing but growth over the years.
Right.
Wise as an artist, man, you were considerate that your vernacular and your subject matter correlated with not only current events, but positive messages and ways to uplift the people who need it most. My question, bro, what fueled that inside of you?
Ah, man. So I got a long answer for that. But kind of like Mother, I ran from this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been writing all my life, and I don't know if I'm the oldest in the room or not, but I'm 41. So I've been writing for a long. Oh shit, you got 41 beat, Nick?
I'm 47.
Oh shit, I hear you, brother.
I might be the youngest in that case.
You know what I mean? So you get there. You'll get there, sister. You will get there. So for me, it was, when am I have time to write? I started having, my first was born like at 23. I got married and had my first child at 23. You know what I'm saying? So it was work, take care of the family. You know what I'm saying? My second one came the year after. 14 months later, I had my second baby. You know what I'm saying? So it was on the back burner. I put the whole poetry and my passion on the back burner. But I got tired where I was working. I'm in telecommunications. I work at Verizon. And the shit was just, it was draining my body. It was just like mentally draining. So I said, what can I do that's going to fulfill, you know what I'm saying, this portion of my life? Like, I wake up in the morning and cringe. So it was like, yo, dickhead, why don't you go back to school? You know what I'm saying? Like, the company going to pay for it. So, but I didn't want to just go in just to go in. So I went in.
I feel like we're competing for children in the background.
My two are in bed.
Oh, man.
That is so funny.
That's actually my 27-year-old daughter.
Wow. It's all love. It's all love.
Man. Continue, bro.
I wanted to major in English. You know what I'm saying? So I got my bachelor's in English. I went back and got my MFA in creative writing.
Dope.
But on top of all of that, what really pushed me back into writing was in 2011, I had a little Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And with cancer, cancer is crazy. You can get cancer anywhere and you can be up out of here quickly. So for me, it was a lymphoma in my groin. I got radiation for a whole month. And after that, I was good. And what I keep telling people is, I had maybe a day or two that I was down on myself, but for the overall, I don't remember really sobbing, asking God why me and all of that. It was more so he gave me this because I was sitting on this gift that he gave me. And I'm sitting on my ass doing nothing. So after that, I published my first book, Laundromats and Lounges, in 2012. The second one came after that, Chambers of a Beating Heart, in 2014. And then it was, you know what? I'm going to go back and get that MFA. And it was just push. After that, it was all push. Because I didn't know from where we come from. I didn't know many people out here getting masters. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a couple of college boys that got their masters, but they was getting it in, like Mother said, MBAs. They was doing business and stuff that, that's just what they want. It wasn't their passion. It wasn't something that was burning inside of them. So it was like, you know what? Let me do this. And when I finish my 30 years of Verizon, I could go back and teach. I could go teach these young people that, there's more than just balling and rapping. You could go do this. You could take this that God gave you and take it to the next level. You could go back and teach others. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
that's
just one of my things, man. It was the vernacular that we got in the streets, the regular shit, living, but it was also use some of what we learned in this school shit. You gonna teach me all of this literature about these white men? Nah, son, we could do the same shit. We could have these pretty words and all of that, but we got to tell a story. We got to go deep with it. We got to go hard with it. So it was bringing in rap. It was bringing in life and death. It was the shit that scared me the most. Like my fears of being a black man, possibility of getting gunned down. It was the whole cancer shit. It was teaching my daughters and having them like, yo, what do y'all think? Like, that was my thesis. My thesis was about fear. It was fear and trauma. Like, what do y'all think is worse? Getting gunned down as a young black or the cops? You know what I'm saying? Because both of them is all, and then tying it in with the cancer, because it was all cancer to me. Like, is it going to be the cancer in your body, or is it going to be that outside cancer, these white motherfuckers and the racism that goes on in America? You know what I'm saying? So it was about contrasting them, differentiating, and then bringing in the hood, bringing in some rap shit, and all of that was tied into my entire thesis, man. I love that shit. So it's just now it's about pushing that book and finding out when I'm going to do it and get all of that out the way. But that's what motivates me, man. That's what motivates me. It's most of these kids nowadays. It's these kids, like, I want to put something in this world so they know, not just, outside people could do it. My daddy did it too.
Yeah. I think your work is reflecting that. You're also like really strong when it comes to self-love, when it comes to Black love. I think you're putting out a lot of positive vibration as you do what you do. And I can, and this is me knowing you now. Right. This isn't me knowing you moons ago when you were already on this path, brother. So you're consistent. And I appreciate your service to our people, man, to just
Thank you, brother.
the planet, man. It's important. It's of extreme value. I resonate with individuals who have the ability to see a little bit beyond themselves. Right. It brings me back to Ubuntu and certain like African proverbial like principles and concepts and ideas. There's no doubt about it. This platform, in a sense, resembles that in bringing us together. Let me ask you, if I could, can you please delight us, brother, with another piece?
Oh, definitely. And since I just went into that whole talk about my thesis and such, I'm gonna actually do a piece from that the book that I have up.
Nice. That's what's up. All right.
So my third, or maybe my fourth, because I got a third book that's somewhere hobbling around in the world that I need to. Anyway, I ain't gonna get into that story. But so the book that's coming off of my thesis is entitled "Radiation Machine Gun Funk." You know what I mean?
Radiation Machine Gun Funk.
Yeah. I had to throw Biggie's Machine Gun Funk in there, but the Radiation Machine to tie into cancer and everything, and it just flows for me. You know what I mean?
My plate is here, brother. Let me hear it. It sounds dope.
This piece that I'm gonna do got a long title too. This piece is called "I Tried to Use a Brillo Pad to Scrub Graffiti Off My Insides."
Damn.
And we're gonna get into this.
Whew.
It's funny how certain words don't have the same meanings after cancer. Cold becomes a room of silence with metal slabs and scientists running for exit signs, a place you'd imagine the first Terminator being created as you turn looking for John Connor or to hear Schwarzenegger's voice. Your breath is visible and spells out fear. Trauma, but tomorrow is an ellipsis transitioning into a question mark. There's a green beam eating away at the outer epithelial layers of your skin. Flesh burnt. My groin smells like overcooked ribs, barbecue sauce scorched into foil, such that mitochondria develops grave markers for your hair follicles. Survivor. Is that what I am? So it's not the kid with a 72.4 average that knew college was overpriced beer pong tournaments with a plethora of unprotected sex, an abundance of Fs on papers about dead white authors who were tertiary in comparison to Baldwin, Wright, Ellison, and commuting to and from a technological advanced campus with more intelligent hobos strolling by or playing hacky sack than actually attending. Said kid signs up for 2 tours in Iraq and comes back alive with both arms, no legs. He can't stand himself. But I'm the survivor. Sight, S-I-T-E, or sight, C-I-T-E, or sight, S-I-G-H-T. Mine still translates to groin like, what a right inguinal radiation sight to see, or cite your references. Chafed flesh, raw and swarthy, 2011 edition, New York pages, rather age 31. Apply Eucerin to the site 3 times a day to decrease irritation, diminish itching, or risk scratching to the white meat. I return to the cold sight, these hallways of my pelvis, which look like an 80s subway car out of Electric Boogaloo. Each partition plastered in wild style or blockbuster font. Each tag a different doctor, utilizing arrows, curves, and spikes, pointing to words with new meanings. New places within these foyers of my body are art. My shrink calls it trauma. I walk north where cells travel to an abdomen that cornmeal and boiled okra couldn't settle. Mummy's cuckoo wouldn't stop me from feeling me cuckoo. I see remix Mob Deep lyrics etched in the rubble. There's a war going on inside. No man is safe from. You could run, but you can't hide forever from these cells that we done took. I'm shook, overwhelmed by the walls deteriorating by lymphoma. And the blood cell riots of 2011, I regurgitate myself brick by brick until I escape Hodgkin's dwellings and notice how funny it is that certain words don't have the same meanings after cancer. Laughter is an ambulance zipping down Cross Island parkways to save a black boy's life when a gunshot hollows his chest cavity, allowing you to wave to his spine from an anterior view. Writing becomes therapy for PTSD poet, churning out pages dripping with chemo ink. Help wash the white walls that Grand urges me to put a little elbow grease in it now. Just to support scrubbing away the residual, though the panorama has scars of malignant slogans and excess spray-painted carcinoma initials permanently etched. Trauma is a cookbook with fragments of my ancestors passed down as memorabilia with recipes for perseverance. Trauma is a photo album of unanswered SOS signals with the corridor lighting fails and depression grasp a carbon black Liquitex aerosol can, and my shrink is unavailable. I remember there ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Scared to death, scared to look. Trauma is a mural with dark shading, precision outlines, and rambunctious colors that throw Mike Tyson haymakers at the innocent. Trauma is a graffitied masterpiece that I couldn't open economic eyes and accept. I'm not a survivor. I've been dead since diagnosis and yet buried again each checkup. Wise.
Oof. Deep piece. Very heartfelt. Moving, bro. How therapeutic. How therapeutic was it? Putting that together, finishing that piece. It sounds like it may have been a part of your healing.
That was dope. That was dope.
It was fire. Bless. It was definitely therapeutic, yo. It was definitely therapeutic because, like, all of these pieces that I wrote for this thesis, man, like, some of them shits actually made me cry. Like, it's so hard to revisit that time. Like I said, back going through it, I don't have those moments, right? But when I was writing this thesis, I went up in my attic and grabbed a bag with all the shit that was in it, right? And I'm looking through papers with dates and appointments and all of that, looking through the pamphlets, and I'm like, yo, I really could have been up out of here. Because no bullshit, I felt the lump in my groin about a year and a half before I even went to the doctor.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it was on some black man, Caribbean, West Indian bullshit. I ain't going to the doctor for this. You know what I'm saying? I went to the doctor in between that year and a half for all kinds of other shit, but never mentioned it. And my wife was like, yo, why don't you mention that you got that lump, man? Talk about it. Like, because I first felt it, I was like, it's probably from the gym, something like hernia or something. And like getting the diagnosis, when the doctor called me that night, you know, it's crazy. So when I go back and I revisit these things to pull writing out, it's just like, yo, this shit is so wild. And then to try to spin it and put a creative mix to it, it's like, I'm trying to be creative, but a lot of this is so real, like, and going back, like, even in this piece, like, going back into it, like, I'm going through that hallway and seeing the graffiti on the walls, like, nigga, you could have been dead. It's just wild.
Heavy.
It's just wild. It's wild.
Heavy, but it's beautiful, man. It's a beautiful story.
Definitely therapeutic. Thank you.
Oh, most def, man. I was thinking about that story, reading it, because I have a family member who was born with something called neurofibromatosis.
Okay.
And it's a condition where tumors grow in the body, particularly anywhere there's like a cluster of nerve cells. Right. So like the spinal cord, the brain, and it was just it's hard to put into words how just grounding and how it just like brings it all into perspective, as that situation had done for me. So I can just imagine the case for you. But what I find odd and is that I was going to actually call you on this program a survivor after reading your story. But I see how you play on the word and where it's coming from. Beautiful piece. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, that brings us into our next round of trivia. So give it up for yourselves one time for some fire poetry. Yes. And some serious talk. I assume you guys are all ready, so I'm just going to let you know this round, I have some categories for you, and I'm going to list them. Try to list them in the chat for you. But I'm going to have you guys actually pick a category when I call on you this time, and we'll do it like that. So we are going to get started here. All right, so coming out of round one, Wise, you're leading the scoreboard with 6 points, and we've got a tie with Mother the Creator and Nikki Black with 5 points. So here, we're going to start off with you, Wise. First question. I listed the categories there in the chat, and you can pick the category, and I'll ask you the question. Now, this question is going to be just for Wise, though. He's the only one answering this question.
All right. I'm going to pick movies. Love Jones.
Movies, Love Jones. Okay. It might be easy. It might be hard. We'll see. We'll see how you do.
You shall.
What was the name of the character in the movie Love Jones? The lead male character.
Oh my God, yo. All right, Lorenz Tate's character's name was... Love something. Oh shit!
I'm gonna put a time on you. I gave you the choices are in the chat. I'm gonna start your countdown. 10, 9.
Bang, Darius. It was Darius. Darius. As soon as you put him in the chat, I'm like, bang, that's it. Yeah. I could not get it, yo. I'm like, something loves
Well, you got it, sir. You got it.
Facts.
Nice.
Good looking. Yeah.
All right. Mother the Creator, your question.
Indeed. Okay. So we can't go back to the same thing, right? We have to pick something else?
No, actually, you can pick from the same category if you'd like. Do you still see the list of categories?
Yeah, I'm going to stick in that category. Like, we're going to go with movies.
All right, here we go. What year did Love Jones come out in theaters?
Oh, crap. 86?
What year did the movie Love Jones? I got them Love Jones for your body. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let's see the options.
Here
I think
are
it was around 96. All right, wonderful. That's not on there. I'm going to go with C, because when in doubt, baby. I know it wasn't 95. I know.
Well, it is a fact. It was 1997.
Yo.
Nikki Black, you are up, sir. What category will you be selecting from?
What's the categories again, please?
Categories are limerick, tell me in a few lines, movies, quotes on top of quotes, terms and lingo, and e pluribus unum.
I'm going to go with when I might be almost good at movies.
Okay. Let's give you this one. All right. You know what? I'm gonna ask you. Here we go. Good luck. This is a real off the cuff one. Okay, so during the interview of the 1997 cast of Love Jones, the entire cast sat as panelists to be interviewed. How many people do you think was on the stage? Was it A, 5, B, 13, C, 22, or D, 15? How many people?
What's the second to the lowest number?
Second to lowest was 15. Oh, sorry, 13.
13, and then there was 15?
Yep, and then 22.
And you said the entire cast. So this can mean production.
The entire cast.
Producers, I mean.
You know what? I want to say there probably were not any like lighting type people. Probably the people that were in the scenes. The people who maybe had a speaking line.
So you got Bill Bellamy, you got Isaiah.
Mm-hmm. He was on there. Yep.
You got Lorenz, you got Nia, you got the other sister
she
that
was up there. Yeah. I like how you're thinking about it.
Facts.
Oh man.
So do you think it was more than 5?
That 5 was the low number too?
5 was the lowest.
5 is the lowest.
I'm gonna give you a timer now, Nikki. Here we go.
All right, go ahead. And this is 1997.
Yes, sir. 10.
Right, I'm gonna go with the 5, bro.
Okay. Good guess. It was actually 13. 13.
I was going to say that too. That's the day Pac died. I was going to say that too, but I just didn't. I looked at it like it was negative. Dang.
Would have had you. Would have had that point. All right. Wise.
Yes, sir.
What category for you, sir?
Let's see. I ain't gonna pick that again. Let's go to tell me in a few lines.
Okay. You got it. This American poet, also known for his short stories, wrote a touching love poem that goes something like this. But one day the wind blew and she caught a cold, and her hotness died soon after. And thus was the end of my maiden gold, and now there's nevermore any more laughter. Who is responsible? Was it A, O. Henry, B, Edgar Allan Poe, C, Nathaniel Hawthorne, Berry Juice, or D, Jack London Bridge?
Oof. Only because you said the whole known for short stories too, I am going to go with Mr. Edgar Allan Poe.
You are correct, sir. Spot on.
Cool.
With our homie, Mr. Poe. Okay. Mother, you are up. What category for you, love?
All right. Seeing as how Love Jones, you're starting to ask about the grip and the cameraman.
You have no chance of getting it.
Yeah, I'm going to pick something else. Let's see. I'm going to go with quotes on top of quotes, please.
Okay. I don't want to give you that one. That might be a little bit too easy. So here we go.
No. That's okay.
You want that one?
That's okay. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
All right, here's your question. A sister can be seen as someone who is both ourselves and very much not ourselves. A special kind of double. Who said this? Was it A, James Baldwin? Was it B, Toni Morrison? Was it C, Nikki Giovanni? Or was it D, Mahogany Brown?
That was absolutely Toni Morrison.
You are absolutely correct. Very nice.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Nikki Black, where you at?
Movies. I wish this would turn into the Black Jeopardy on Saturday Night Live.
The potential is there.
That is who done made the potato salad.
Oh man. All right, so here's your question. Which of these things did not happen in 1997, the same year that the film Love Jones was released? Was it A? Now remember, these are things that did not happen. Was it A, Princess Diana of Wales was killed? Was it B, the Titanic was released? Was it C, the first Harry Potter book was published? Or was it D, the rapper Big L is shot to death?
D.
Did not happen.
Wow.
D.
D is correct. I believe that happened in either 96 or 98.
98. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Wise, we are back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What category for you?
I don't like that quotes joint. Let's go to terms and lingo. Try that terms and lingo.
All right. Okay. I got this one for you. What term is used for the action performed when a listener is enjoying the poem that they're hearing? Is it A, snapping, B, yelling, C, tapping, or D, yodeling?
Could you imagine? Yo, oh my God. I'm going to go with A, snapping.
Facts. I don't know who came up with it or why, but that is a fact. When's the last time y'all snapped at a? Oh yeah, somebody snapped in the chat.
Yeah.
A little early. All right. with that beautiful laugh. Beautiful laugh. Mother the Creator. Please select that category for us.
I'm going to stay on quotes. Quotes on top of quotes.
You feeling yourself right now. All right. I can dig it. I can dig it. All right. I got one for you. Queen. Here we are. Now, I like this one. I'll pick this one just for you right now. Where there is a woman, there is magic. Who said this? Was it A, Ntozake Shange? Was it B, our sister Gwendolyn Brooks? Was it C, Beyonce? Or was it D, Asada Shakur?
Yeah, I'm going to go with A for this one. I know it wasn't Beyonce. I know it wasn't Asada.
Eliminating some. Okay.
I know that. Yeah, I'm going to go with...
You're right. You are right. Ntozake Shange. I love her name. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dope sister. Did she give us for Colored Girls? I think so. I don't. All right. Nikki Black. Where you at? What category for you? Movies. Okay.
Yeah.
See if I still have questions for you.
All right.
You're picking a hard category is what I'm starting to think now. Because these questions about this film, they're only getting a little bit harder. Mm-hmm. But let's see. What word does the sister, because I watched this movie to come up with these questions. I watched the whole thing. Minute. What word does the sister in the audience use to applaud Darius after his piece in the first poem that he performs in the film? Did she use the word A, bravo? Was it B, wicked? Was it C, fly? Or was it D, the bomb? What say you? Marcus thinks it was wicked. It's a good guess. This is 1997? Gemini thinks bravo.
Yeah. I'm going to go with bravo.
Nikki Black, how you feeling about it?
Oh, shit.
I'll go along.
It's all good.
Bravo. Like, do I remember that in the movie? Was that Nia Long that said that to him or the other girl?
It was another one. It wasn't Nia Long.
It was another girl. All right.
Yeah.
And he was on some smooth shit. So
he was like, wicked? I want to be the limp in your left leg. The
one more time before you time me. What was the choices?
Bravo. A was bravo. B was wicked. C was fly, and D was the bomb.
I'm gonna go with D.
E, the bomb. Unfortunately, not. This one was bravo.
Bravo.
Yeah. Okay. So,
I didn't
tally up the
one.
scores real quick. All right. Add that. Carry the 1. And the sum total. So what we're going to do is tally the scores real quick, and we're going to close this round so we can welcome somebody who actually reached out. I've been communicating with her a little bit, and she joined tonight and wants to share a little bit of her work. She was actually one of the considerations when I was looking at who would be a guest for this particular episode. So I'm delighted that she has something to share with us. So we'll do a quick tally though before we do that. And we're approaching 9 p.m. So leading the scoreboard is Wise still with 9 points. Yes, let him hear. Big ups. And a close second is Mother the Creator with 8 points. Yes. And Nikki Black right on her tail with 7 points coming out of the second round. So give it up for yourselves one time. Beautiful. So smart, so intelligent, so dope. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have y'all back on the show. Just be ready. It might not be the near future, maybe the farther future. But I'm gonna definitely be looking to have you guys back on. Stay in touch and stay connected because I love it. I appreciate it so much. So real quick, let's welcome her up. Poetess, whenever you're ready, you can hit the call button to dial in, and I'll be able to connect you. Fantastic, love. Okay. Good evening and welcome. Can you hear us okay?
And peace and blessings to everyone. How you doing?
Peace.
Peace. Doing lovely. Peace. Thank you so much for the communication, for staying in touch. The link, I appreciate it. And I'm happy that you decided to come on and share a little bit. I want folks to know a little bit about you, so tell them a bit about yourself, and please share something for us if you could.
Sure, definitely. I go by the name Poetess Ebony Eyes. I'm from Queens, New York. And yes, shout out to New York right now.
Yes.
The big city. I've been writing poetry since the age of 9. And just been inspired to put my thoughts on paper. You know, I grew up in this shy girl who, you know, took in the world around her, all the pain, all the, you know, joy, and just, I wasn't the one to express it always verbally, but you know, I love putting it on paper. And I started performing and doing spoken word about, I would say 14 years ago.
Long time.
So yeah, so it's been a while, and
lovely.
I love it. It
sounds that way. I can hear it in your voice. Beautiful. I can't wait to hear what you have for us.
Yes, definitely. So I've been listening to everybody on the panel, and your poetry is amazing, beautiful, powerful, with so much emotion. So shout out to y'all for sharing that. I was really inspired by it. And since from what I heard, everyone's been staying on the line of what's been going on, especially with Ahmaud and the, you know, outrage that we all share, and his death and the deaths of a lot of the Black brothers for years at the hands of, you know, ignorant people. So I had wrote this poem actually years ago, like back when the police brutality was just so constant with so many brothers. I think this was like about 7 years ago. I wrote this poem.
So it's got a little age to it, like fine wine. I'm ready to sip.
But it still applies to today, and this is for Ahmaud. And like the sister that spoke her poem on freedom, this is called Rally for Freedom. Because I feel we all need to unite and come together and not just talk about it, but be about it. You know,
can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. How long is the piece?
It's only like maybe a minute and a half or so. Not that long.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and let you have the stage. Thank you for the background, and thank you again for sharing. Appreciate it.
No problem. Attention world. Be it as it may, hope spinning as the record plays. Something real is in the air, a change gonna come. Affirmation creed, dissertation of a nation broken by bombs over Baghdad, homelessness, Glocks and power-stricken nightsticks, bloodshed on street corners right next to dog piss as if equal in value. Witnessing a daily concert of mothers' cries, not knowing that I am the one cried over. living in a matrix of self-hatred, perpetuating the situation with lies. Not a fan of propaganda, not one to sensationalize, but the truth is hard to find. A diamond in the rough, shaved, clean cut, bold and ready. UNITY, draped around my neck like an accessory. I am golden. Great grands, and baby boomers deemed it a must to congregate, throw flags and question the unreasonable, in hopes of justice, in hopes of peace, in hopes that generations fight for wars to cease. Let me offer some relief. Tickle your native tongue to speak carpe diem. Be the spine of this here regime. Press peers to press rewind and think twice before decisions. Make a call long distance to my purpose. Tell him I miss him. Be it as it may, hope spinning as the record plays. Yes, something real is in the air. A change gonna come. Go tell it on the mountaintop. Birds tweet my words of wisdom. Hummingbirds be singing with my rhythm in their souls. Let your echoes resound in valleys. These cave walls your diary. Archives of letters from Birmingham, Ghani scripts and Mandela speeches. Hieroglyphics of police brutality through the eyes of LA rioters, Fruitville riders, Mike Brown relatives, and Staten Island Gardner lobbyers. Be havoc creatures. Let the canvas be a Morse code. SOS to those with open hearts and minds. Come together as an example. Declare no man undermined. Take a snapshot in history because the future stands a day away. With hours passing, tragedy that once lit a match to my spirit will soon be forgotten. And change, it'll remain the same. Find yourself in me, fierce and driven, ready and willing, effectively efficient with determination to achieve. Open and committed to moving mountains if only you believe. This is my AKA, so-called tag, alias, fraternity in motion. Ski, signs up, step forward and claim your freedom.
That was beautiful.
Amazing.
I love that piece.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
You are very welcome. I appreciate you as well. I'm going to just let you know, I think you are a poet on the front lines for justice.
Beautiful.
With a piece like that, it's so uplifting, very encouraging. I love the commentary. Just so hard. Please tell the folks where they can find you and follow you and get to experience some of your work.
Yes, definitely. So I'm on all social media platforms. Ebony Eyes, EYZE. Facebook is Poetess Ebony Eyes, EYZE. Instagram is EE Scripts, as well as Twitter.
Awesome. Thank you so very much. Give it up one more time for Poetess Ebony Eyes.
All right.
You have a lovely night. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Take care, everyone.
Right. Be blessed.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Oh, was that dope or what? I always love this little open mic sort of section where we just kind of top the night off with somebody or something from the audience. You just never know where you're going to find magic and inspiration. Right now, we are close to that 9 o'clock mark, and I promised to keep you guys for only 2 hours. I've got my two are sleeping right now, but I know you guys have families, you guys have things to do. So for that reason alone, I'm not going to keep you much longer. Our game is coming to an end just with the 2 rounds. But sometimes I'll do 3 rounds, but I'm happy with what we were able to get done. This episode had a lot more talking, which was so needed and appreciated. The stories, the heart, it made this show what it was, the whole vibe. So what I want to do, though, before we head out, I want each of you to please take the time to just tell people a little bit about where they can find you, and then maybe something that you got coming up right now or very soon that they can check out before we wrap up. So we'll have. Can you lead the way, Mother?
Sure. You can find me on all social media platforms as Mother the Creator, MUVA, the like good English creator like God. I'll never ask you to call me God, just respect the creator in me. And then let's see. So here's the thing. Corona has kind of put everything on pause. So what I had going on, I'm kind of just waiting to see what Corona does. I'm going to let her do her thing. And then I'm going to pop out and I'm going to do my thing when she's done doing her thing. So I just say stay tuned. I host writers workshops in Atlanta, as well as dope ass open mic called Sunday School ATL. You can follow Sunday School ATL to see what we're doing. We try to bring quality dope ass artists to the city.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it's that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Nikki Black, what you got for us?
Can Mother can she put her information inside the chat?
Absolutely.
So I can
yes, definitely. Yeah, please do share. Utilize that chat to share and connect. That's exactly what it's there for.
Indeed. Oh, I'm sorry. You can also follow me on Cash App if you want. $ motherfucking right. Indeed.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Nikki, what's up with you?
Yeah, just Nikki Black. Really on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, but I really utilize Facebook. NICKEY Black BLACK.
And make sure y'all check out his movie, Vampire in Albany.
Vampire in Albany, which is on YouTube right now. Yes. You know what I mean? And it's a
nice flick.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm such a I'm not as hip as you guys are, real talk. But yeah, I'm also Nikki Black on YouTube, and you can find a few of my other short films there. But Vampire in Albany is kind of like my pride and joy, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
So if y'all can check that out, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I love the music selection in that movie as well, man. Salute to you doing your thing. Please continue to execute. Now, if you heard it before, but folks, Laundromats and Lounges was his debut book in 2013, and it was followed by Chambers of a Beating Heart in 2015. Wise, let us know what you got going on as you sign out, brother.
So I am. You can probably find me somewhere on these late nights blazing open mics on the IG trails. I am Mr. Instagram heavy. I don't really Facebook as much, but on every platform I am Wise78. So yeah, look for me, man. I'm there on IG, on YouTube. I got a few some old poems. I do have a website that I need to touch up. It is wise78.com. My books are available on Amazon. You can get them on your Kindle, or you can get them through that Wise78 website as well. I just also want to just say, man, shout out to Mother, shout out to Nikki Black, and big up major to Naquel Poetry and all that he does, man.
Appreciate it, man.
It's a beautiful thing, man. I love this plat. This is nice. You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's nice. It's nice. It's a good look. It's a real good look.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad
like you said, if you reach out to us in the future, anytime, I got you, bro.
I appreciate it. I really do. It means so much. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for my panelists of dope artists chilling with me here tonight at the PodPoets Lounge and chilling with yourself as well. I want to shout out everybody in the chat who stopped by, even if you came for just a few moments, just to listen a little bit. I appreciate you, and I appreciate it. I want to thank everyone for their support, for tuning in. I really do hope you had a fun time. I welcome your feedback and your questions. As always, shout out to our sponsor, CompuFix Solutions, providing professional remote computer support. You can visit them at compufix.net and book your on-demand help desk tech. Special thanks to our guest artists as well for stopping by. Let them hear it one more time. We want to give it up for them. Yes, it was a true delight having you all on the show, evidenced by the smile on my face. And whether you enjoyed listening or just vibing in the chat, I cannot wait to have you back at the PodPoets Lounge. Spread the word and follow me on IG at Naquel Poetry. Stay safe, stay positive, have a good night, and take care. Peace. Catch the PodPoets Lounge every Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You don't want to miss these dope poets. Listen on Spotify, Anchor, and listen live on Podbean.